Hello, welcome back to Elderbrain's channel where we play Torrents of the Spellhoarder with April, Joe, John and Tommy. I would like to ask you to please introduce your characters briefly and let's hunt some more dragons. Or actually they're done, but let's hunt their treasure, their hoard.
There's hunting to be done of something. I'm April. I'm playing Mayra Deepscar of the Azure Abyss, a Triton Paladin, Oath of the Open Sea.
Hi, my name is Joe. I'm playing Rax, and he's a Wormslayer Ranger. I just noticed that Tommy's wearing a Danzig shirt.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, mother.
I was at the playhouse today, you know, with the little children everywhere. You know, parents looking at me saying,
So great. Fun fact, Danzig, Glenn Danzig was, I think he auditioned for Wolverine before they cast Hugh Jackman.
Oh, nice.
Or they were considering casting him. Anyway.
Alright.
Well, but before they even considered that, they considered Co for Wolverine. But it's now trying
That's what he does.
hey, you know,
Calls
Tony
me
here.
something entirely different for a turtle.
Yeah.
Don, if you don't work in Bub in this session,
That's
I will
right.
be very disappointed. So,
Co,
yeah.
Co
I'll
who
go
has
collect
been
dollars,
live.
too.
Right.
Hey guys, Tony here. I'll be playing Feromilars, the young bronze dragon ranger.
Singing
There
Mother.
can only be one dragon.
Yeah.
looking for his mother.
Mother! Grandmother!
Have you seen my mother?
Okay, this is today's theme.
Great.
I hope everybody brought their mother to watch this video because we have a recap and she might have not been here before. And she should know, and you all should know that you've been sailing to the eastern side of the gullet, which I'm going to put in a second.
The Dreamer's Gulf.
Into the Dreamer's Gulf. Why haven't I started our session with this earlier? But that's just a click away. Does it change? Does not change. Now it changes. Let me see if it. I need to refresh for our kind viewers as well. So the Flame Drake is here in the Dreamer's Gulf. And you've traveled from the south through one of these very narrow channels and came close. Actually, I'm going to move the ship closer to the shore. You move closer to the shore, and as the night fell and you moved in some 20, 25, 30 miles away on the shores here where I mark, there's been this is ugly. Sorry. It's just pointer. Here, a pillar of thick smoke has risen to the sky, but you didn't actually went to investigate it. Instead, you came to this stretch of rocks, I would say, where you wanted to find. Where you know that Lord Rinovaram Shatterwind has been conducting a research into something. He's a war mage, he's part warrior, part skilled, I almost said magician, spellcaster, and he was investigating something here, and this he relayed to you in his original letter of invitation. And you have found his body under a very big and strong waterfall where he was impaled on one of these ancient deep sea elven statues that have been turned into basically spikes as the water crushing on it and chipping it away through probably thousands of meters. His body is torn. He fell on these on these spikes and has crushed himself. That he's been impaled. He has some of his equipment with him, which we'll get back to later. A satchel, whatever he has on him. But above his lifeless body, there's this huge waterfall, which you could see through partially. Some parts of it, where the water is not solid, is not a solid curtain. You can see that there are some sort of markings and pictograms or sigils or runes. You can't really make it out behind the waterfall, obviously the subject of his research. Now, you decided to investigate this, but while you do so, you decided to take all of these ex-slaves or slaves to be freed to Clan Yastriel through the gullet, through this mountain rocky cliff area by flight through via how do you say this? Very simply, just Fermalars carrying them to Clan Yastriel's estate on the other side of this rocky region. While he, as soon as he, with the first batch of maybe it was a child and a mother, they flew above the cliffs, and he was immediately attacked by 5 young red dragons, a clutch of reds who've been nesting here and hunting in the region. Fermalars returned to the ship, drawing the dragons to the ship, and you defeated all 5 of these dragons in a heroic fight. And one of them, the last one that tried to escape, well, several of them actually. The second last wanted to escape but got shot by Rax. But the last one that could escape was followed by Rax and Feromelars, and you traced the blood that was spilling out of its body. You could follow the blood trails and follow it into a crack. Follow it to a crack where they probably laired. So you defeated the dragon there, did you? I guess you did, right? No.
No, we were
No,
outside.
I was posted outside of the dragon's cave while Lars flew back to get the others.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm hiding behind a rock, watching the cave by myself,
Yeah. And
ready to die and roll a new
Crossbow.
character.
no need. You are actually behind the rock with Celeste and a bolt loaded, and watching this crack. If the dragon shows its ugly head, or you're ready to shoot. And Feromelars flew back. So this is the recap. This is where we were at. As I understand, all of you want to follow, and Feromelars would take Ko and April one by one to this location, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on this.
so
let's
let's
stay
assume.
together kick.
Let's assume this is like where Feromelars flies extremely fast, so like all dragons do, and I think he even has Long Strider. I don't know what the duration of Long Strider is. I would assume 10 minutes, maybe an hour. Please look it
No
up.
long striders.
No, anyway, it takes a few minutes, maybe 10, 12 to get there and back. So while you pick up, who do you pick up first?
Cool.
Cool. He
I don't know if with my 21 strength score, how much I can lift, but
well, you should.
Mira's pretty small, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you a large-sized creature? Yeah, you're
Yes.
large size.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, large.
You could probably accommodate both of them, but please look it up, because last time we
I'm
looked
looking,
up,
yeah, I'm
I
looking.
think
Okay, Cozy Deadwood.
Multiplied by 15.
21 by 15.
But
Well, Ko is big.
isn't it doubled
300 and-
if you're large? It's doubled.
Is it?
Yeah, because well, not giant-sized creatures, but like Goliaths and stuff, they're medium creatures, but their strength counts as a size large, which means their weight they can carry doubles.
Oh,
So like you make a Goliath, you can carry well over 1,000 pounds. You can
oh
lift
my
up.
god. Well, let's not check the rules for now, but you can take both of them. I just want to add a very short scene where Joe, you should roll a height skill check for rats.
Oh no!
Behind that rock.
Oh no! What am I rolling? Stealth?
Stealth. I'm sorry. Hide. Where am I? Is this 3E? No.
I'm hiding.
It's double.
Good old
It's
good
double.
old
So
You're rolling the lesser-known D&D stat Mission Impossible.
Mission. That's all we have the license for.
That's all you bought?
That is right.
I told you to buy the whole thing. Yeah. Go ahead. Roll it.
All right, let's see. Okay, I have double specialization in this. I have. Does it double your proficiency bonus?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
You're really good at this, I know.
Yeah, I hope we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now. Plus, let's do it. Oh, it's a lot of pluses. Go, dice. 20.
Even with a 5. Oh my god, such an expert.
Not in rangering, but in hiding.
Hiding from being a ranger, from your destiny. Anyway, what happens is this guy, this red dragon, you can, okay, so there's this crack and you're leaning against this rock, holding Celeste, aiming. It's a wide crack, you don't know where its head pops up. Like, what's the game you call the
Whack-a-mole.
Oh, like whack-a-mole?
Yeah, and
Play whack-a-racks.
and you can, well, it is, it's not such a big tactical beast, with its low wisdom and such. Some, you can see some black smoke rising on the right side. You assume, it's coming from its body or mouth. And so you shift your attention to the right side, and you can see this beast, this monster, this dragon coming up from the lair. Its mouth full of gemstones, and there's a leg, the boot, sticking out of its mouth, and it's moving out its head and looking, checking if it can see anyone, because it doesn't know you're there. So I'm going to roll your perception check. I'm going to roll a perception check for this dragon, if it can spot you or not, but it's only a 17. It doesn't spot you. So it comes out halfway, checks again. This is the second round you're watching it, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
What do you
Does it look like it's about to fly?
Fly off with the horde. Yeah.
Okay. I don't hear the. Do I hear the? Yeah.
It
I don't hear the
growls.
beating of. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, you tell me now.
I'm aiming, right?
Yeah, you are. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna keep aiming, take my time, and just pause enough time that it maybe could be considered skipping my turn.
That's what I'm telling you. You're watching for the second round. I'm playing for you, mate. I'm playing for you.
Yeah. I'm taking my turn, and I'm gonna go ahead and wait long enough to where I can fire to get a critical.
Yeah. So you aim, and you have this sense of just hitting its head for sure. So you just need a minute. You just need a moment. But if you get that moment, you can hit it. So that's an automatic hit, right?
It's it just says automatic critical.
That's what we meant. So the viewers, that meant an automatic hit and an automatic critical. So yeah, you hit it in the head. Please deal damage.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't have this one, but here it's on the other map, but it has 27 hit points. I checked.
Gotcha.
Total? That's
Left.
that dragon.
We'll see. That's 6d10, so that's why I wanted to play it quick because it doesn't have too much of an. No, it's badly bruised. Maybe one of your bolts is still sticking out from its, from its neck, and it's climbing up and tries to get away with the loot as soon as the horde. All 5 of them amassed, but he wants to take it all alone and grow big and do it all alone. But now you stop it.
Here we go. 46.
46. Okay, so it sticks its head out first turn. Second turn it comes out, still checking if it can see anyone, but it failed its perception check. And it's a bolt in the head from Celeste, and it's just it falls back into this crevice that it climbed out of. And that's probably very soon when Pheromolas, you can hear the wings. And
I'm gonna run over to the dragon when I hear the wings, and go ahead and light my pipe, and just sort of lean up against it like I'm taking a nap.
It fell back into the crevice.
Oh, did it? Is it dead?
It's dead.
Okay, great. Yeah, I want to. Can I get to it?
Well, you climb to the crevice. You can, you look down and you can see it's like 50, 60 feet down into the, like a steep crevice. You can climb down if you want to.
This is a long way for a glamour shot. I'm just.
This is a long way for an glamour shot for Rice.
But
he's gonna hurt himself.
Yeah, but you roll an athletics check, please.
Yeah, well, he's totally
DC
okay
15.
with falling.
This is 50.
God.
Let's assume 50 feet downwards. A 15 strength athletics check to get down safely.
Let's go athletics. I'm gonna use my inspiration if I have to.
Yeah. You need that glamour shot.
Oh no.
And somehow he falls. And
That's a 13.
That's only you don't have athletics.
No, he has no athletics. He doesn't even have acrobatics.
Okay. So what happens is you climb down. So you want to rush it, because they're coming.
Yeah.
So you
As unreasonably fast as possible.
I mean, okay, where's my pipe? And you have everything else in your head, except for climbing properly. Which
no way I'm not going to look cool after doing this.
Yeah. Well, you can still look cool, but first you're gonna fall. And what happens is that you lose a foothold, and you try to look for another one, and then you lose a handhold as well, and you just hit both sides, and then you fall on the tummy of this bleeding dead red dragon.
Great.
And you take 5d6 falling damage, which is 16 points of damage. So you really, when you fall, it's quite soft. The dragon is quite soft. I mean, not soft, but it's softer than rock. But when you fell, you hit your head and back, and then your head in the front and the back as you just ping pong down the way. Into the bottom of the crevice.
landing on your chest, and then when you wheeze, like when you.
But as soon as you land, where's my pipe? And you can see Pheromolas leaning into the crevice, and you're just there. And as
Take
you
some of the blood from the back of my head and kind of put it on my face a little bit.
As you look as you look above you, you can see the limping head of this dragon. Everything fell out of its mouth, and there are gemstones everywhere at the bottom of the crevice. And as I said, there's a foot, one foot, right, with some leftover trousers on it, like leather something, and the boot, and there is actually no, it should be a torso with 2 feet and 2 boots, and also you can see bones and leftover stuff from these dragons, like even the shed skin or whatever scales, there, and this dead dragon. What do you guys do?
Have they arrived?
Yeah, he leans in. Oh, you can see Ferromelar's face and head. I'm sorry, and then Mara, Ko, they all lean in to the crevice. This.
I'll give you one dead red dragon.
No fun for us? How dare you?
Well, I meant to save you some fun, but we had quite a fight, as you can see. Look at my face. Look what I did. But took care of it. Now you just get to enjoy the looting.
Yes, we do.
All right, let's not forget you left the ship with your second risen
Total strangers.
total strangers and two spell slaves. You left the ship.
Goodberry boys.
You left the ship with the second risen deep sea elf Aishlin, and did you raise him? You did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you have do you have somebody else?
Enris is also there.
Enris is also there.
Who we
First
also
risen.
brought back from the dead.
But these two take care of the former slaves, and I just wanted to remind you. So you can if anybody climbs down, please let me know. You can gather from these. This is a natural rock formation, so you are looking for these gemstones that might have just rolled somewhere below something for quite long, until you are all feeling safe that there's nothing left there. And there's this rotting torso of someone who has these boots on, which look really splendid quality. So that's probably why they kept it. The rest is just a zombie torso and a torn leather trouser. So you do what? You take all of these up.
If you happen to find any diamonds worth 300 gold, scoop those up. I'll take them.
All the pretty things.
Well, he's not needing these anymore, is he?
Yeah.
Up those boots off of the guy.
Yeah.
These look great.
Yeah, beautiful boots of elvish design.
He's not giving it.
Yeah, and you take it. Let's not hide these obvious secrets. It's a boots of elvenkind, and you find 5,450 gold pieces worth of gemstones that these these 5 dragons have amassed. And any of our viewers wondering, why is this not written in the book? It's not. Come up with your own treasure. You're a grown-up man now. You're a DM. Or a woman. I'm sorry, grown-up man or woman, whatever. So we forgot to put in their loot, their hoard there, but that's what you got. Rest of the dragons are all on the ship. Either one of them, I think, or dead dragons, or in the sea. What do you guys do?
Ko would take a scale since this was the last dragon to fall, try to take a scale just as a souvenir, put it in his little pouch pocket. Just something small, just like, yes, we have, done a thing, remembered a thing, got some loot.
Go ahead. I'm trying to remember.
We've removed the terrible threat from the world. Everyone fought bravely. That's a great number of reds. They're all gone. So good on us, heroes all.
Yes. And we've got some gems to do some things with, which will be good.
Let's see those gems. Pick out some yellow ones.
Here's the stuff. Just shake it all out.
Right. So.
Okay. So I am trying to recall, and I'm going back through my notes. Lord Shatterwind was looking for something.
Researching something.
He was researching something, and we have no idea what that research was in relation to.
What?
No. It's just in his letter, it said that he's researching
something.
He just
my researches. Something like
right. So he just made mention of the fact that he was out researching as a point of, hey, I'm going to be gone because I'm
Yes,
out researching,
exactly,
and then I'll
yeah.
be back. Okay,
I'll be
so we
back
have
after my researches are done.
So there's
concluded.
right. So there's nothing that gives us any kind of thought that his research had anything to do with anything that we're actually concerned about
No.
regarding.
The answer is no. The answer is no. But his son, Lord Drunar Shadowring, said that he became obsessed with something lately, and he was pursuing it, but it was something only understandable by those who are involved in the ways of magic. That's what he said. And he is not, so he wasn't concerned. You know, he didn't know what he was. His father didn't even bother to tell him because he's not. So that's all you know.
And sorry, we left the body on the spike, or have we retrieved the
No,
body?
you have not retrieved. You have not searched it. You have not searched the waterfall.
Right.
Okay, let's get back to the ship then.
Right. Okay,
You're
so
like 10 minutes 6 minutes of flight from the ship. You can't take all of them.
930 carrying capacity.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
The
yeah.
double?
Yeah, it's double.
And I
Let's
think I've
assume you
lost a
take
few
all of
pounds
them.
since I've climbed this mountain.
I allow you to take them for a short distance, all three of them. You get back to the ship, and all the slaves are downstairs. Don't forget the spell slaves.
Former slaves.
Former slaves. These former slaves and the currently still spell slaves in the vault of the ship. They're waiting for you, and Enris and Aishlin, and they're all really happy that you. Oops, they're all really happy that you have been so successful in defeating these dragons, and it was so quick. I mean, it wasn't even a minute. It was like whoosh, 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 dragon, and they're gone. You know, so it was really quick. So they're really like, yeah, our heroes are back. Take us to Lord Yester, please.
Should I retrieve the body?
Yes, I think that'd be good. We'll have to take it back to show Sunshatter when.
You fly there.
So yeah, I fly closer and try to lift it very carefully off this spike.
Okay, so again, the spike is a polished deep sea elven statue of ancient time. You see, at its legs, it still has its robe and and feet and all that. Some of them on the side, which was not touched by the water, still show these faces of ancient deep sea elf sages, and or maybe even warriors. And you take the body. There is this dangling satchel on his body, and
Also pick up the satchel.
some scrolls fall out of his pockets, and then you grab for those midair, and as you fly away, you again, just for everyone to note, you can see through the water. You can see these inscriptions below, behind the water.
So
The waterfall. I'm sorry.
can we tell whether or not he was coming out of the waterfall, or whether or not so whatever those inscriptions are and whatever's back there, did he make it back through there and was coming out with the secrets, or
There's no out. It's just a wall.
it's just a
Cliffside.
waterfall?
It's
with
a waterfall.
Can we
with
see through the waterfall?
Not really. So you should you should get there and touch it. But yeah, you don't know if there's anything behind it. I'm sorry.
So first,
Okay.
I bring back the body, and Lars lays it on the deck,
Okay.
kind of reverently, almost.
Okay, so this is a half brass dragon dwarf. His wings are torn and broken. His body has several gaping holes as he has been impaled. His rocks and statue. And he's covered in blood all over, but also washed. His body has been sort of started to, of course, dissolve or been eaten and started to rot.
And then the crabs
There are some
probably
crabs on it
go
and
there.
some fish munchy, on his body, and he has some sort of a medium armor on, and there's maybe a splint mail, or that's not even meat. But he has some armor on, but also you can see these implements of a wizard next to him, like I don't know, scrolls, and when you open his search, let me tell you all of his equipment first, okay? Okay, so partially consumed by fish, insects, indicating the passage of time and nature's invention. The Lord's satchel contains various items such as a quill and an inkwell, a watertight scroll case, 8 empty vials, and 2 full vials containing a brown glowing liquid. So this is vial, brown liquid, and it glows with a brown light. Okay? When you open the scroll case, if you open a second to the symbol of painful death on it, what do you do?
So,
More items. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me finish,
Right.
and then you can think.
So, yeah. So I think Mayra is gonna say we're obviously not interested in looting the remains of Lord Shatterwind. However, if he has information pertaining to the research, which is apparently around something with the DC elves, and the relation to the hem of the garden sphere, which will give us the location of the Tower of Kahlua and the orb, which we don't yet have. We know the general vicinity. Perhaps this research had something to do with that. If he has a letter, notes, somewhere on his person, that gives us more of an insight into this.
Right.
But I think that's what we're looking for.
Look in the scroll case.
Yeah. Well, before we open all that, anyone look around. We're looking over at Anders and everybody else. Can anyone here speak with the dead?
I can talk to them. They don't talk back.
What do you mean by that?
What a confident answer.
Yeah. Anyone can talk to the dead.
No. Oh,
He goes over to Lord Shadowwind.
I mean like
Hello?
I mean like magic and all that.
Oh.
Because like, I feel a bit not useful in this. I can talk to plants, and I don't like doing it because it looks weird, but I can do that. But they're not helpful. But maybe someone can talk to the dead, eh? Anyone? Maybe the Goodberry boys, eh?
I don't know if we can trust them now. We've kept them down there for so long.
But we'll just leave them then. Been too long. You've got to stay.
Yes.
Too much time has passed.
Not to open
Why
that.
ruin a good thing?
No, it's like a friend that you don't talk to, and you're like, oh, maybe I should, reach out, and then you don't. And too much time has passed. Right, I get it.
I agree with Mara. We need, if there's something that would aid us, that would be good to know. But we also have the slaves that we're the ex-slaves, to try to transport up. Was that what we were doing? I'm still excited about all that combat. That was nice.
Yeah.
But we're still trying to get all these people somewhere else. Right?
Right.
Right.
I'm just telling you the Feromilars can carry on, like it's not so easy. You can't help with the slaves. He needs to.
Right. But someone should be with them as maybe a couple others research.
Not a bad idea. Myra, what do you think? What's your thought on all this?
Right. Thromolars continue to ferry the now freed people to Clan Yestral, and we will read through these scrolls and perhaps examine the area by the waterfall. By the time that you ferried folks, then perhaps we'll understand our next steps. Is that agreeable?
Sure. I'm just curious to see what happened here.
We'll tell you when you get back.
Well, wait a minute. Should someone go with Belongs to be sort of a.
I think
Sort
at
of
this
an
point,
ambassador for the
Mary
group.
just sits down and she's like,
Oh wait, it's a whole thing. What if he lands and there's some great duke or whatever? It's like, where's your people? Don't just do this, and he's dropping people. Should one of us go with him to be sort of ambassador, and then the rest can stay back and do the investigation? I don't want to split the group.
I'll take Enris, as the
Right.
Lord probably knows him. Is that
Yeah.
right? Can I look at
Right.
Enris?
Yeah, sure. I do know him.
Yeah, look over at Inris. Wait, before you go, can you do this? Can you talk with the dead?
Unfortunately not. I can shoot lightning bolts if you want me to.
Shoot on him.
He
Right.
smiles. I can do a couple other things, but I'm talking to that.
Well, let's get that next. All right. Cool.
I'll go with you, Fermalars.
Grab some rope.
My liege will be happy to see me again, and I'll tell all about you to him. So by the time you arrive there yourselves, you'll know about your growing deeds.
Make a harness and get ready then.
Yeah, I can also help, carry the people and help not you don't fall off from the back. So they set this up. They bring some ropes and they bring some more people, and now it turns out he can carry even more. So he sits in the back, and children in the front, children in the back, mothers, all that.
we have a magic dragon bus.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
magic dragon bus and the flying magic dragon bus, and then he takes off and takes like 5-6 people to plan the astral
Like
estate.
sparkles behind Lars as he takes the children to their next adventure.
Which we will discuss when you get there. It takes some time. Tell me if you can calculate. I don't know.
I can calculate it's about 12 miles.
12 miles. Don't do it loud. Just tell me the results, please, when you're there. So, you see a few more things. One more thing I wanted to show you in his possession, in his satchel. Lord, I'm sure in satchel. You see
What's that?
empty vials with some leftover from this brown glowing liquid. You see the brown 2 vials of this brown glowing liquid, which I must tell you, I mean, it's easy to assume and make this assumption. It's very similar to the one that you saw, or even might carry from the Orb of Enchantment. Lord Physmos was consuming for casting spells. And then there's this little bridge made out of adamant. The pipe is also there. Let's assume, just for size comparison.
Not a magic pipe.
Not a magic. But this little bridge, and on the bottom it says. Let's see. Need to cast a spell to burn
Identify
things.
or something, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh. Look at that. Toy bridge. Nice.
So toy bridge and pipe and 2 vials of glowing brown liquid. Actually, this liquid is fuming in itself and twirling and swirling, all that. And you got 6 empty vials, which have some brown leftovers of this brown liquid, and the scroll case.
So I calculated about half an hour there, half an hour back.
Okay, so in 1 hour you pick up another.
I do 1 hex an hour.
What do you guys do with the scroll case and all of this stuff? Do you open the scroll case?
It's a
I don't want
watertight
to-
scroll case.
Yeah. I don't want to touch anything, but I'm just going to put it out there. I will taste the brown liquid just for the group, if that's the only way we can figure out what it does.
I'm glad you're willing. I'm also willing to.
Right.
I don't know. It intrigues me,
Yeah.
but
But
I'm not
sorry,
too worried
guys.
about.
do we have some purple liquid as well? Because
I've got an entire backpack full of it.
yeah,
I
okay.
think,
Alright, there we
I
go.
think somebody has. Yeah.
I'm certain
And-
this is not
No
aboleth
green
goo.
bird.
And have you tasted that one before?
No, but I'm willing to.
What I want to say is that you can compare the two, and
The
it's
taste?
very similar. One of them is
Ah.
purple, glowing, the same substance, the same everything, and the other is brown and glowing.
Oh, I know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it. So, we've got them orbs of power and all that, right?
Mm.
Right, and we know that there's a bunch of them around. And I've already got this thing full of aboleth goo. There's a good chance that it's not aboleth goo, but is instead stuff harnessed from one of them dripping orbs. And this is from a brown dripping orb. What it
Yes.
means and what it does, no idea. But I am willing to taste it or feed it to someone else.
By force.
I think that's why Mara is wanting to look through, because this may be of significance to help us, and she's trying to be patient with us as we catch up with her.
Right.
Because I'm more concerned about the bridge personally than any of that.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
the
the
bridge, and
bridge?
the castle. The little bridge and the castle, they go together.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Well, it looks
organic
like a toy, doesn't it?
But Mara, you're wanting to get to stuff that we're trying to do.
Are we not helpful? Turning around looking over at Mira.
Where's- I missed the bridge.
There's a toy bridge.
There's a
the toy
bridge.
bridge.
There's
Yeah,
a bridge.
Very expensive
There's a
toy
bridge.
bridge.
Okay, right. Well, Rax, you're the one who speaks Draconic. I imagine any notes.
What does that have to do with anything?
If we're going
Oh,
to
no,
look
it makes
through
sense because
the
we're dealing
notes
with
in
dragons.
the scroll case, and those would probably be kept in the scroll cases as Lars indicated. And so,
Oh, we'll check
grab
it
a
out.
scroll case and start looking. And I'm specifically looking for not spell scroll cases, but note scroll cases. And once I find them, assuming they are not written in a tongue that Mayra would speak, because she only speaks Common, Primordial, and Aquan, handing
Only.
them to Rax
Okay, so this
and
is
saying,
this is
yeah.
a quite sizable. Oh, hold on one sec. Sorry, I just need to move the pitch for our viewers to see because it's out of screen.
Well, I hope whatever's in that scroll case has got lots of pictures.
So, yeah, you open the scroll case, and it's a watertight scroll case. It has, first of all, it has several sheets of paper in it. One of them you pull out are very similar, look like spell scrolls rather than just written. So there are 3 scrolls of control water. Okay.
Looking at the waterfall.
Actually, control water, right? Era.
Yeah.
So you can read this and you recognize the spell. Please write it up. 3 scrolls of control water. Then there are several sheets with sorts of puzzle pieces written pen down with the same pen that you find in the satchel. And
The
same-
shapes of the puzzle, like
Yeah.
jigsaw puzzle.
like
pieces.
jigsaw puzzle pieces copied to these pieces of paper, sheets of paper. Okay?
I think as Mayra's looking at this, like Rax is like right over her shoulder. Oh, what's that?
Now it's good that you're over her shoulder because the next thing she pulls out of this tube, metallic tube, is a small piece of paper that is written in Draconic, which she immediately shows to you, and you can read the following. It's a very short note. It says 500 GP gold pieces, 500 gold pieces per dose, max 5 doses per week, first day of the week, Shorak source bones, leave money under rock at 4th rib, pick up doses after 2 days. So I'm reading
Read
it.
all of that. It sounds like some sort of Well, like what a doctor would give you if you've got the boils or the scales or something.
Again, I'm reading it again just to make sure you understand all parts of it. 500 gold pieces per dose. Max 5 doses per week. First day of the week. Shorak soars bones. Leave money on the rock at 4th rib. Pick up doses after 2 days. Now everybody can roll.
It's a drug deal.
Everybody can
well, it
roll
says-
intelligence history skill.
It says 500 gold pieces per day, 3 days by the rock,
Per
Shore's
dose.
bones,
Per dose, 500 GP per dose.
and it's right by the ribs.
It's 500 GP per dose, max 5 doses per week. First day of the week, I would say at Shorak Source Bones. Leave money under rock at 4th rib. Pick up doses after 2 days. And now you can roll an intelligence history skill check.
And wait at this point. Well, some bub was juicing.
Well, this,
Or you can take all this to Sage and let him roll the intelligence history check.
how much you all want to bet? There's one of them orbs right behind that waterfall.
I do not want anyone to read too much into the fact that I apparently know a great deal about drugs.
It's not just that. It's that you don't know what this whole thing means. And there's more in that scroll case, which I'm going to continue with. But for sure you have heard Shoraxor's bones being a certain location very near Seat of Scales. So when you were at the festivities, when you were talking to somebody at an inn, or during the chariot race, somebody mentioned, oh, this looks like Shoraxor's bones. What is that, you asked? And he was saying, oh, it's just an old dragon skeleton on one of these islands. I'm telling you exactly where.
Yeah.
There. How would they have put it? The northern of the Twin Islands, above the monument of the Fiend Slayer, and that's basically showed. Shoraxor's bones. It's a dragon skeleton on the shore, on this island. I'm going to put in the. I'm not going to put in.
Yeah, don't. There's an additional letter in the scroll case, by the way.
Yeah, there's more. So this is the location. This is the location. So Mara can immediately. It was a fateful discussion with somebody back 2-3 days ago when you heard about Shoraxor's bones, and now it comes up on this little note, and you know where the location is. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. The northernmost isle of the Wingshield Islands. That's. So additionally, there's a letter in Draconic again. So again, it's Rex reading it from Lord Slissandor Yestriel, where you are going with the slaves or ex-slaves. So Lord Slissandor Yestriel has sent this letter, Lord Rinovaram Shatterwind, that person in front of you, where in this letter he apologetically, how do you pronounce it? Apologetically declines Lord Shatterwind's request for a commitment to the war against the Sahugian. Okay, so Lord Shatterwind has sent a response. You find the response email? A response letter? I'm sorry.
I hope this finds you well.
A response letter from Lord Yestriel declining his commitment to the war effort against the Sahugian.
Does he give a reason?
No.
He's apologetic.
He's apologetic. Yeah. What a word. Apologetic.
Maybe pressure and not enough support.
Maybe. You need to talk to him. So, yeah, that's what you find there. Please write it all up. Please don't forget that magic items to you.
So we need to.
Like a dragon chariot, magical.
We're gonna need to inspect this cave. Hopefully, there's a cave. I imagine, with more big brain. I think that there's one of them orbs nearby, a brown one, and we should check. Look for this dragon. Look for them ribs. Maybe something was left there. I don't know what he's dosing for, or who needs doses, or doses or what.
Doses?
500 for a dose. You can get 5 doses a week. You need to put the money at Shoroxor's 4th rib under
Maybe
the
he's
rock.
slinging his stuff. Yeah.
Did I break up? Or is it Joe breaking up?
I think we all broke up for a moment.
For just a second, yeah. When does the one thing I don't have in here? When does it say the drop happens?
First day of the week.
First day of the week.
What is today?
It's 2 days from now.
Right. 2 days from now, we get to meet whoever the co-conspirator is. Someone's going to pick up the drop. I think he was slinging this stuff. Hold up the brown goo. I come from Drell. I know what illicit substances look like. There's a good chance that this is it. Give it a shake. See? Nothing happens.
It just
You got to ingest this stuff.
pulsates with brown light.
Well, that's not good. Cole, you take
Yeah.
this. I'll take the other one. We'll keep it safe.
Rax, I understand and agree that the orbs are important, but we have no one to wield or tame them.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's
I don't
not
know.
our style at all.
Yeah, I don't even know if the orbs are important, but they're important to Morga.
Yes, this is true.
Okay, let's connect some more dots, okay? So there was a shell relic. First part said you found it on the ship as you traveled with the merchant, known as
Oh,
Sai.
Sorlian Fianza.
Sorlian Finanza, yeah.
What a great name.
Yeah, the first part said the orb of my ascension lies at, and the second part was
Is at the Tower of Kaluhai.
the Tower of the Kalahai, yeah.
Kalahai.
Kalahai,
I
whatever.
told
you.
The ancient archaic
See,
name of
Elvin.
the
Her accent
drow.
is atrocious.
it sounds right underwater. It sounds right underwater.
Guys, it sounds much better when I'm underwater.
I think I have an accent up here. Wait till we get underwater, the accent just disappears.
It's phenomenal. I love it so much.
So yeah, this is the Orb of Ascension or something, or actually the clue to it that Morgar was seeking, right? Backing the ship, getting the information to its agent, disappearing into. You have found by accident. You have bumped into the Orb of Enchantment, as they called it in their notes. These spell slaves and Bismos were tied or in connection. Have been seeking this because they've been actually told to find some sort of a powerful enchantment note by their master Abelatz. Also seeking something. But they didn't know what they...
Syndicate of the Mind Master.
Syndicate of the Mind Masters. They didn't know what they were seeking. Probably they mentioned it as a powerful node of enchantment. And then Physmos was casting, as you caught him in the act of casting the spell on the orb and getting an essence, extracting an essence of energy by overflowing its energies. He just collected it into a vial, which was this purple one, which you probably have some. I hope you have written it up. And then now you have this brown one popping up from a dead guy who's been obsessed with something, researching something under the waterfall, who also has this note of buying something very expensive. I mean, 500 gold pieces a dose, right? At a certain location, which luckily Mara knows about or heard about.
And jigsaw pieces, copied onto a piece of paper.
Right. Well, I've got an idea.
Yes, sir.
It looks like there's a puzzle here, and somebody's got to be good at that stuff. So, I think maybe what I will do is go over to the beach, see if I can find me some vegetation, and ask it questions about who killed this fella, maybe what they look like.
I want to see you argue with plants. That sounds like fun.
No, it's very embarrassing, and I don't like doing it.
So,
I don't
Here-
enjoy
here
it.
is-
Algae, right? Algae.
yeah.
Or moss.
So,
I really love
The most boring plant
this
life.
approach. It's really embarrassing. Go ahead, April.
so if we're fairly confident that what's actually there is this orb, we are not actually searching for the orbs. Aside from what we are looking for is what we already know, which is the. Oh, I just lost that note. Where was that note?
You're here for the Sahuagin invasion, and now,
Well, that's
in
what's
addition,
going on
to
here.
free the slaves.
But what we are. Sorry, I just had. Okay. No. Okay. I just had my note. Because what we're
She's
looking
arguing
at,
with books.
right? We're looking for the Tower of Kauluwe, which we know is on Rajmor's verdict and the island of the Green God. We just don't know where the tower is. The tower
Right.
location is in the hem of the garden sphere.
Right. So here's the thing.
And the final
This is
the
what
outcome-
Morgar was seeking. So, I mean, if you are preparing this came, and sorry, Joe, for interrupting, but this all came up while you were discussing strategies against Morgar. He was seeking
Right.
the orb. Now you know where the orb is. The exact location can be found in the hymn itself that you have found. And yeah, that's it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, and our
So-
whole plan was to lure away Morgar,
Right.
and then and to gather more resources in order to take and free Avanshi.
Right.
That
And the hope in coming here is to gain allies.
right.
Right.
And we also probably want to stop the Sahuagin because they are devils of the sea.
Right, terrible. The thing is, this fella pointing down at the Lord there on the boat. Well, he's not been looted, has he? He's got all of his stuff. And if I was a fella going to kill a fella, I'd take all of his things. But he's
Right,
got
you got
all
it.
of his stuff and found right outside the cave with that brown goo. So my thought is, whatever's in the cave likely wounded him. He left the cave and died on a beach.
I thought he died in the fall.
In the fall, right. Did he fall?
He probably fell.
Well,
We've all slipped a few times.
so he's... Yeah,
So
right.
all
so
these
he's clumsy.
jigsaw
Medicine
markings.
check to see if he fell, I would say.
It's obvious. I mean, he's been broken. His body is broken.
Oh, yeah.
These
I do see that his
sigils,
face is in two pieces.
it's he has a cracked skull, if you want.
Terrible.
The
Quite
thing is that
terrible.
these inscriptions behind the waterfall, partially visible, are all high up. Okay, like 80 feet up.
Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it. He's on the top of the waterfall. Somebody pushed him. And we've just sent Lars to go drop off the slaves. We've sent Lars to his doom. They're going to push him too. Wait, but he can fly. Never mind. They can't push
And
him.
he has that beautiful breath weapon.
Right, he does have a beautiful breath.
And a guy that can shoot lightning.
Right, 2 of them. I think he was pushed. And,
Maybe.
yeah. Right, well, that's all I got.
Yeah, talk to the
The
moss.
plants, talk to the moss, the lichen.
That's
But
what
you wanna go
Aisleen says. Talk to the moss.
You talk to the moss.
I can talk to the moss.
All I can tell you is if you come into a talking cow on the wall, don't trust it.
Don't trust it. Right. Show of hands. Who wants to talk to the moss?
It's not,
I just want to walk to the
Are you
moss.
saying talk to the moose or talk to the moss?
Talk to the moss. You know, talk to the moss.
to the moss.
Talk to the moss. I'll do it. I'm talking to moss.
It sounds better underwater.
Much better. Especially moss.
I'm gonna go talk to the moss. Everyone stay on the boat. Don't follow me.
Alright, you jump
I'm
into
gonna
the
go talk to the
water.
moss.
You jump into the water and get close to the edge of the cliffs and waterfall and all that. And you do find some moss and algae and whatever grows there, even some more plants. Yeah. How does the spell work? I mean, what are they able to come?
All right. While Rax is talking to the moose.
Yes.
I got that bit out of my system.
He's gonna whisper the words to the spell, and the way it works for him to activate it, I would imagine this is a spell maybe taught to him by, some fae that he summoned at some point. So he's learned it in that way, and he has to kind of just sort of gently caress the plant and go, "Hello, wake up. I would like to talk to you. Gucci goo. Who's there? Who's a good plant? Who's a good bunch of moss? Hey, hey. Who's a good bunch of moss?
Always got the eyeglass and just boom. Even though he's on the ship, just get up close.
It's your good pal Rex, and I've got some questions."
Okay, so so you stand in the water. You're maybe up to your water up to your breast and touch these moss on the cliffs. And as you gently caress them and talk to them, you can see them moving to slightly gathering around this sort of all of these longer vines and plants in the water. They just kind of want to touch you and get close to you, and they sort of pat you back, like being in physical, wishing to be in physical contact with you. Now, you question them, and the spell says that you can question the plans about events in the spell's area within the past day, gaining information about creatures that have passed. Yeah. Sort of.
Right, as they're kind of leaning in towards him. Right, Handsy. What's that?
They
What's
hold
been-
back.
What's been going on? Let me be specific. We found a dead body. Fella, describe the Lord. We found this body. We'd like to know what's been going on. Did he fall? Did somebody push him? Did you see any interesting things happen nearby? Above the water. Above the water, not. I don't care about fish. Look, I'm trying to be. Let me start over. Here's the thing. We found a body, and we'd like to know what's been going on in the area. Anything interesting? To me.
You are aware of the fact that they can only speak about last days.
Yeah.
So they say.
Our last day.
They
We'll all
say,
be above the water, all on the land.
"Rotting
Anything?
body. Fish came. They ate. They left. Body
We're talking about
rotting.
crabs. The crabs came and ate and left?
Crabs too.
Or what was it that was not crabs?
It's fishing.
Fish.
They all came.
They all-
And then they all left. And
Right.
then they came again.
Right.
And then the tide washed all over us. Then
Right.
it returned to its original. The moon was bright. No, not the moon, but the bright rock on the sky. Shattered pebbles on the sky. They were bright. Then they lost light. Big turtle came. That's all I remember. That's all we remember.
Right. Did you see him fall?
No.
No. He just hit the ground and then the crabs came. Oh, wait a minute. That means it's been longer than a day.
But you can see from
Right.
the body being eaten and rotting.
Yeah. You see anyone walking on their feet?
No.
No. You see anyone fly down and do some stuff? Did anyone go inside behind the falls there?
We don't know what's behind the falls. We saw dragons. We saw wings and flying creatures above. Lot of
Right
them.
above. But do you see anyone go in it?
Red ones, a lot of them. And the brown one, they chased him.
Oh, right. No, that was us. No, have you seen anyone go in the... Have you seen... Listen.
Listen,
Listen.
Moose.
Listen.
Yeah,
You
listen.
moss. You damn moss. Listen to me.
Oh, he's
It's,
ordering around. He's ordering around.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this, pull out the goo. Anyone got an idea what this is? Hey.
No.
Oh.
One little mushroom says, no.
Oh, look at you. You look lost. Delicious. So you've not seen anyone come out of... There's not a cave, is what I'm saying.
Don't know.
Right.
We've never been up there.
And you've not seen anyone come through it. God, Moss.
No.
Thank you very much.
You are most welcome.
Thank you very
Friend.
much. And you especially, little mushroom. Oh, so cute.
Thank you.
Oh, thankfully, we have rations. Go back to the boat.
Well, they couldn't
Doing
help
this.
me.
While Rax is communing with the moose and mushrooms.
You guys do smart stuff.
No.
It's a
But Mayra
smart-
does
it's
want
just
to
a way
take some time with Lord Shadowwind's body
Mm-hmm.
in repose, with his items and what. And she is going to go and essentially prepare him for, like, lay him out with dignity,
funeral.
prepare him for burial. And so she is going to sit next to him, and at first, as part of just a prayer to it, create water so that there is a fall of rain around his corpse, which serves to cover him, clean
Yes,
him.
yeah.
And as the rain is falling from the create water, she's touching individual raindrops, and flickers of different colored light reflect off of the raindrop. She's basically cantripping the light spell in different places. And as the final, when she bows her head in prayer to Kylie, and she's going to cast ceremony and cast funeral rite.
Which is what?
It will, for the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell. But
Very thoughtful. We have evil DMs lurking around in the shadows. All right. Well, Aishlin is watching you do this because he's the only one with you on the. Well, no, I'm sorry, Cole is there as well. They're watching you. Actually, very moved by the scene, and soon Ferromalars returns. Big buffet of wings and air and lands and. Well, you've been welcomed. You know the story.
Yeah.
He's expecting everyone to appear.
I met
his
the
estate.
Lord. I met the Lord personally. He will give us shelter, and he's expecting everyone else. What did you find?
Little hints of things that we may need to trace. But we need to decide what we're really doing next. My thought is to go meet with Yesriel and meet and greet and make another connection. We can follow these other threads later, and they may give us more information to help us go faster. That's just my thoughts. I'm willing to submit to the group's thoughts on that.
Well, our original plan was to find Lord Shadowwind, and we found him. I think we've learned what we can from here, which is what he had found was one of these orbs, which we now know the location of. But...
How?
I'm sorry?
How do you know?
There were scrolls on his body.
I mark the dead drop location on your map.
And Lars looks up, and that to the inscriptions.
So we think that this, with the indication of the deep sea elf statue, the inscriptions, the brown liquid that matches the purple liquid that we found from the so-called orb of enchantment, this must be an orb of thinking about, because there were the circles and they all match the difference. So which orb of
Religion check, please.
alteration or something?
Religion check, please. It's all about the Wonder Maker, the colors of the Wonder Maker.
Oh, I thought it was tied to the schools of magic.
The schools of magic and the schools are tied to the schools of magic are tied to the Wonder Maker, God of Magic. So if you make it's say probably 30 DC 13 religion check.
If I'm allowed, I rolled a 26 with a natural.
You rolled a 26.
Yeah,
Well,
and I
you're
rolled a 14.
hitting the buzzer very quickly, and you say it's the school of transmutation.
Okay. Right. So we know what's there.
Also, anybody who plays a lot of Spell Wars cards game knows very well.
Have you looked? How do you know?
How do you know what?
Brilliant power of deduction. We call this Mordenkainen's razor. That the most likely conclusion.
It's a straight line. Rax isn't there yet. He's still coming back from the water, disappointed in the moss.
Once Rex gets in your shot, who won the fight?
Well, the moss won, didn't it?
You're still standing though, and you help him up on board.
But I got no useful information except that there were some red dragons and a brown one, and some crabs and fish. But I did find a cute little. Yeah, no, that was us. But I did find a cute little mushroom. Oh, he's adorable, all by himself. I thought about plucking him up and taking him with us, but it wouldn't be talking when the spell ended. So, super sweet. Climbing back up.
I was definitely perplexed to whether he's meaning taste sweet or the personality is sweet, and he is thinking on that one.
Yeah, it could be both.
So Lars, to answer your question, why we feel confident that's probably the location of one of these orbs is just putting together the various pieces surrounding it. It has the same sort of glowing liquid collected from that area that matches the liquid that came from that orb of enchantment that was on Monkey Island. And then,
Minotaur
yeah,
Island. There is a Monkey Island. It's north from the Minotaur Island.
and then the presence of the deep sea elf statue.
I was saying, what's on the wall up there?
The runes.
Which are what?
We haven't
Have
looked
you
yet.
read them? Anyway, I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. So Enris checks these items and says, casts a detect magic and says that bridge is magical. The vials, the liquid, both brown liquids are magical, and those 3 scrolls are magical. Now it's
And the boots?
control
And the
water,
boots.
and the boots of Elvenkin, and those are magical as well.
Well, we don't have a journal that tells us what he was researching. It does look like he was pushed off the top of the waterfall. So maybe someone associated with his lord that we're dropping off the
I'm sorry,
stone.
he has wings. He's a half dragon.
Right.
I'm just
Maybe
saying,
he
I'm
was
just
killed. Maybe he was killed and pushed.
No. We know some
He
rangers.
fell out-
Tied by the wings and pushed.
Fine.
He fell out of the sky and hit the ground. So obviously someone let him in.
Rex,
And the only people that live around here is the lord that we're taking the people to. So another lord was killed on his island, and I wonder if there's any sort of responsibility he has to that. Maybe helping us.
Lars takes some folks. Over
Yeah,
there.
you pack them up. Enris gets on back on the back. We'll be back in an hour, and then you pack up some more people.
I probably left Enris there.
Oh, you did. Yeah, but he helps, holding these people in place and all that. I mean, it's good if somebody's on your back. So you need to take this batch of people, and then there's a last one. So 3 runs, okay?
Right.
So you go. An hour later, you will return. What do you guys do?
Is it me, or does it feel like we're chasing too many threads?
It's a lot.
Mara, you were trying to eliminate a few
we
things.
had a plan.
Right. Let's get back to the plan. What's the plan?
So, well, since we are here, would you mind reading the runes?
I did read the room, and it seems like we need to get back to the plan.
The
That's
runes.
what I'm thinking. Of course, that's what you meant. Yes. Go. I honestly thought you said read the room. I did.
room,
I have
Ralph.
read it. I'm aware.
Come on.
Go. Read the room, Rex. Right. The runes. Let's take a look at it.
Okay, so these are 80 something
50 foot
50
high behind
50
the
foot
waterfall.
behind the waterfall.
Right.
50
I'll be
foot
right
side.
back. Go march my happy self behind the waterfall, and I've got I have an insane climbing speed. I'm gonna climb to a vantage point.
How did you
I'll
fall
use
into
my-
the crevice of the red dragons then?
No. Oh no, again.
You can climb up, but not down. I understand.
I have so one of the items that I have is a chain. It's a chain with a spike on it that gives him. Give me 1 second so I can make sure I read it. Attaches to surfaces, and he gets advantage on checks to hang on. So if I need to, it's a spike with a chance. So if I need to, I'll use that to pull up, find a handhold, lash it in,
Right,
I can hang
roll,
from it.
Roll with an advantage.
Yep.
Using this magic.
He calls it.
Calls it what? The chain of.
Oh. Joe Freeze?
I think so.
Are you ready? The spike.
Oh, the spike.
It was just a moment of suspense.
Wait.
Do you talk
Sorry,
to it
that's-
before you start
that-
climbing?
That shouldn't be a 20. I'm going to roll with advantage. I get a +4. Why was that 20?
Well, there you go.
24. Okay, it was 20 and then it was 24. I felt like I did something wrong there, but
All right, so you easily climb up, and well, it's a waterfall, so you climb up next to it, and it's you know, you can't. It has a tremendous weight as it brushes them. And as you lean into the side at that 50 feet height, you lean in the water a bit, and you can see that there are some markings on the wall. And these are either part. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You can see a little tree with a rock, and then another rock, and then it's all surrounded by some runes that you have already seen. Probably these are also as from the statues below.
It's a jigsaw pieces broken up.
Also, but there are some deep sea Elvish inscriptions around it, and it's basically an image which is scrambled, and all these pieces, you know, are the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, but you can't see them all unless you do something with the water curtain hiding it.
Oi! Shouting back at the boat. Somebody use one of them. Hey, can you hear me?
Hundreds of pieces.
Oi!
They can hear you. Oh no, the ship, they can't.
Hey!
They are far. They are far.
Use the magic to make the water open. Oi! God, come on.
They are far. They are far, and the waterfall is very loud.
Hop down and come walking out. Hey, scroll! Open the waterfall. There's a magic.
Right.
Do it.
Okay. Can you understand what he's saying, Co?
Oi!
He's waving. He's like his little form. You can see waving and shouting.
All right. So, get over to where Rax is and use control water to move the.
So he had these 3 scrolls on him for some reason, and also something which I probably. Do you have the spell in front of you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Duration. What's the duration?
It's concentration up to 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And this is just a side note. This is a transmutation spell. So yeah, you read the scroll, and the waterfall as a curtain just opens up, and you can see the full image of the full side. You have the full jigsaw puzzle in your view now. The water just bends above it and falls on the sides, and you can see that there are hundreds of little pieces of an image that you can't make out unless you copy all of them and put it in the right order, just like you do with a regular jigsaw. Okay?
Well, I can't move earth or stone.
So you see that there are hundreds of these. So this will take a lot of time. He has some of it already in the scroll case. You had some of these pieces. You don't know where he started, which ones that he recorded. You can check, of course, and then that takes some time as well. But eventually you'll need a lot of time to copy all of them and then get back photo wherever,
Right.
and then place them
So
in the right
I
order.
think the only thing that we were interested in was because Lars wanted to make sure that we had read the runes in case there was anything from the interpretation of the runes. So what do the runes say?
The runes are just deep sea Elvish runes around it, which you cannot read. They are just, let's say they are decorations only. Okay.
Oh, in that
but the
case,
image, if you look at the image, it has not the image, but the jigsaw puzzles. Just one last sentence about them and one last clue. Many of them are part either a tree or a rock or some lava or some smoke or pieces of sky or pieces of water, right?
all right. So my assumption that all of this puzzle solving is to get through and find the orb, which again, we're not here to find the orb. The orb is hidden. Leave it where it is. If there's some reason later we need to come back for the orb. Those are my thoughts. Our plan I'm sorry, go ahead, Cope.
No, I just was agreement. Eileen, you're with you.
Joe,
Go
we
ahead.
can't hear you. We can't hear you, Joe.
Do we need to confirm that this is where the orb is?
If you have a way to do that, and you feel a need to do that, then by all means. Otherwise, our plan in coming here was to meet with Lord Shadowwind in regards to the Sahuagin. We are looking for allies, resources, and a way to distract and lure Morgar away. Our
That's my
ultimate
point.
plan to the freedom of Arvanshay is killing the dragon turtle, entering the city and activating the ward, taking out Marcia the vital spitter and her acolytes, sealing the Marrow White Cave,
sounds terrible.
and then taking out Arvistan, the master of zombies.
Right.
And by that, we will free Avonshee.
I love players.
No,
like
I
you.
do agree. That's my point. If this is where one of the orbs is, and Morgul needs all that to elevate himself to be or herself, I don't know. I'm not trying to judge, to become a god, then perhaps we can at least maybe point them this way if we wind up not liking these people.
Right, so we know where it is. We have no need to access it, though. We don't need to waste time on a puzzle that we don't even know how to begin solving. Is all
True.
my point is. We know this
And
is
if we
here.
do aim them here, they're going to have to solve it, and we know none of them can do it.
All right. So then we are in agreement. We're not wasting any more time here.
Yeah, but I do have to climb back up and get my chain.
You do kind
Heading
of.
back to the ship and waiting for Lars to come back.
Lars arrives in
yeah.
an hour's time, and then there
Okay.
are only 5 people, mostly the men and group.
Right. And our entire reason of coming through Dreamer's Gulf was because we were trying to come to this location because this was the last place that we knew Lord Shadowwind was.
Yeah, well, you combine two things. Check out Lord
Right.
Shadowwind, and this is you just have to fly over the cliffs. Very good
Right.
idea. So Feromars takes the slave. But
question.
when he one thing to add. But when he returns, he says that Lord Yestriel, Lord what's his name? Slisandor Yestriel considers you as a very important ally in his goals and the goals of the children of the Kuffel, the rebellion and the savers. So he wants to meet you. So now he is very, very impatiently waiting for you guys to arrive to his place, and of course to have Feromars deliver all the slaves.
Do we go by ship or leave it here?
So what I understood from the beginning was the cliffs are impassable other than flying over. We're not going to be able to go by land.
You can you can climb up and you can walk.
It would take time. It would take a long time,
and
to
it's a very
climb a mountain.
and also descending on the other side. It's just
Right.
time
And then but
you
we
leave the
cannot-
ship behind, and there are pirates on the seas, right?
right. And we can't, if we take the ship and go around, then that's going to take time as well because
Couple
we
days,
can't.
2 days.
There's no straight
days.
or anything that we can just kind of dodge through.
No, I will say no. There's no such thing. The trip would take
2 days, roughly 2 days.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 days full.
This was where we could get a couple things done quickly and then decide. because it seemed like the fastest to do a few things and see what sparked.
Well, we came this way exactly for that reason. We were trying to get Lord Shatterwind, and we were taking the slaves at the same time. We found Lord Shatterwind, but he's dead, so we can't do anything other than return his body, because the whole using him as an ally, unless his son's not a member of the council, everything that we had talked about there is kind of a defunct. But Plan Lish, we have planned.
One sec. Lord, with the death of, you can immediately, when you say this sentence, you immediately realize that his son will become
Right.
part of the council after his father's death.
Yeah.
So this is
okay. So if we're still interested in anything there, then there may be a possibility of, by completing this, we can go back to Lord Shatterwind's son, who will now be the Lord Shatterwind, and the other two clans that were interested in the interest of allies, resources, the Sahuagin, the tie-in to Morgar, are Ystrel and Cornelius.
Yes. Which is, again, one note, just politics, because we will get into heavy half-dragon noble politics. It's that Lord Ystrel has declined. You have read his letter that he declines joining the war effort against the Sahuagin for some reason. You know,
Cornelius is not on the council.
Yeah, Lord Cornelius is not on the council. Six
Right,
of
but
them.
he's-
One of them is the Astrolaxes, which you have killed her 3 sons, and there is Lord Ystrel, Lord Slissander, and 3 others. Let's not.
If we're even interested in dealing with the council at this point.
At all.
Because the note that I had of why we were going, we were turning over the spell slaves and the reveal of the alliance with the Aboleths.
Yeah, that's another threat.
Right.
The council, you mean?
That was the original. That's what I had written down anyway.
Why don't we
So
do this?
Aishlin pushes the agenda that, you should find a way to lure Morgar away somehow.
Yeah.
There are things that he would be very interested in, for example, the orb, or maybe he's not implying things against his own people, but the tomb of Arvenshi, or your last idea was to lure him somehow to the Sahuagin. I'm not sure what the connection there was, but
That was it.
Yeah, that's what I had, that we had the idea, the other tie to why we were pursuing this with the Sahuagin, other than the fact that Sahuagin are bad and we want to get through that, and there's the potential for allies and resources, but it was also that might draw Morgar's attention as well. And I'm not exactly sure what our reasoning was there, but at the time it was good reasoning.
it was good and solid. I'm not sure what the reasoning there was.
Right.
And Aishlin is also a bit...
Well, some Morgar thinks that the
doesn't know.
Sahuagin has some info, and
maybe that, yeah.
he goes against the Sahuagin.
You wanted to pull Morgar on the Sahuagin. Some
Maybe that's
lies.
what
Well, I would say, if Morgor's doing all this back into place, we draw his attention to the Sahuagin, and he can come deal with that, and he knows there's a node around, he's probably not going to spend a long protracted war against all of these Aft Dragons and all the resources and all that. Otherwise, it will turn into a huge, long, drawn-out battle. And one of the things you learn is you don't waste warfare. You don't waste your time fighting a nation that you're not trying to fight. So him coming here, he's going to maybe look over all the stuff they need to find, do the thing with the Sahuagin, probably not going to get hugely involved with this island. Otherwise, it draws him away from his task. But it will give us enough time to do what we
Right.
need to do.
That's all.
So I do believe that drawing his attention to the Sahuagin is probably the best bet.
Well, and I think the whole idea of alliances and resources was that they would provide assistance to us as additional foot soldiers, perhaps, or magics, or whatever, as we are trying to take back Arvenshi and taking out Marcia and her acolytes, sealing the Marrow-White's cave, taking out Arvistan, and all the other battles that are going to happen in the streets with the necromancers and their hordes of undead and everything that's happening there. So if we had more foot soldiers, because all we have right now is us, we have the knights, which number, like a dozen? There's like a dozen knights, or maybe
More.
2 dozen.
2 dozen, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people on the ground, them sea elves, they're going to join us once we do the bit of freedom.
That is definitely the hope, but you have a people who have been under the yoke of slavery and mind control, and you have to hope that they are going to throw those off. If we can add extra soldiers, actual soldiers, to that mix, that
I'm going
only
to throw this.
Hmm.
I'm going to throw this out. Maybe we experiment with the goo. That's not a joke. I mean it. We'll find someone who's willing. We hose them down and see how they feel about helping us out.
Right.
Maybe if they've been indoctrinated, maybe that will help counter that. You know, like two things, they break each other apart.
So did I just say that did I just hear you say we were going to take somebody and against their will infuse them with a magical concoction and indoctrinate them?
No, you're hearing what you want to hear. What I said was, you fight fire with fire, right? If something's burning, when you burn a line, so when a fire hits it, it goes away. Maybe one kind of mind control will counter the other mind control and break the spell. That's what I'm saying. And that's coming from someone who knows absolutely nothing about any of this stuff. But there's a logic in it that I do not understand.
This is definitely something we should probably take some time to rest, perhaps a long rest.
A very long rest.
And continue this conversation.
Cole?
So, Rax, on dousing someone, whether they are involuntary or voluntary, this is a limited resource. I like experimentation, but we need to be very calculated with that. And Mayra, I guess I'm not exactly following. What are you thinking is our next step? Because I realize we have the body to return, and then follow up with Yestergiel before we can
invited us. He invited us to an audience.
And that may be me putting in my opinion accidentally versus what you've said, but I'm not following you on the next step, because your plans have always been great.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can
Almost
convince
cold, that's
Yestril to change his mind about the Sahuagin.
Yeah. And we can read his expressions while we tell him about all this. See if he's in cahoots with them. And if push comes to shove, no pun intended, we can let him know that this lord died on his lands. So far, it looks like it could be him that did it. I don't know, it's not effective. But maybe telling him about it might change his mind. About Morgor and all that. Allies, you said allies. I'm trying not to host people with goo and build real allies.
Max, I appreciate you adding more. I'm curious because I haven't followed Mayra's train of thought, and I would like to hear from Mayra directly, like what she thinks the next step is.
I agree.
So we have two paths before us.
Okay.
We either lure Morgar away with the location of the Orb of Ascension, or, which is a danger in of itself because it's giving him exactly what he wants, or we use this. Actually, wasn't the plan always, it was a two-part, right? We were going to lure him to the Orb of Ascension, and we were using the Sahuagin battle in order to get, again, the allies and resources while he was gone to go into Arvenshire.
No,
Aishlin interrupts and says, we could lie to him where the orb is, or actually, he doesn't know about the second half of the information.
Right.
we shouldn't give him the information.
No,
right.
shouldn't
We were
give
never
him
going to give him the exact. Right.
Yeah,
We
never gonna
wanted
give
the
him-
location because we wanted to make sure we could keep it safe. It wasn't to tell Morgar
It would
that
be,
where that
it would
was.
be, and probably this was the reasoning
That's what it was. We were going to tell that the Sahuagin combine those two, the location and then the Sahuagin. So there's mass
Sahuagin know
chaos.
where the orb.
Right.
that
It was
he's
like
with.
some.
Make a
right.
note. Make a note. And
I have pages. You will notice if you hear my step-by-step plan, I have the details around how we were actually supposed to take down Arvin Shoot too. So
I would like
yeah.
to. I would like to receive your notes when you're done with this. I will put it in a sacred place in my house.
Right. Nobody will read it except me.
Should we,
And I can't
should we
understand half
also,
of it.
but
Okay.
while we're here, do we need to go meet with this lord? We're on his land. We don't want to draw undue attention.
Yes.
Yeah. But
I like it. So we're
Maybe
doing
you'll give us-
that.
maybe give us a comfy bed that we can sleep in and then talk
And a few
about-
resources. Yes.
Yeah, like lunch.
I feel much better that we have a point of direction of that we're going to Yesteryear and making connection and hopefully getting more resources.
Right.
Whatever they may be.
Oh, and a dead drop in 2 days.
Yeah, well, dead drop
Which
meaning
is,
two
which
things.
is on
The
the
actual
way.
body.
Which is
Yeah.
on the way, by the way.
Which is on the way. I put in the icon dead drop on
But
this
there's a
island.
pirate ship in the way, but
And that's,
I wonder
that's
if we
why
could
also
recruit in pirates.
I would
Yeah,
not
there's the
recommend
Dread
leaving
Pirate Roberts that's out by the entrance on the Rusty Nail.
And we took down 5 dragons. They're nothing.
What a great name for a ship.
So
Such a
we took
great
down 5
pirate
dragons.
ship. Yeah. No, the rusty nail. John.
We've been looking for we keep looking for a new team name. We're like, we're just gonna add to him.
Wait,
Yeah.
you called us something, April, last time.
Mhm.
I don't remember if you referenced it that way to the group, but what was it that you said?
Tidesworn.
The Tidesworn. Goo, that is rad.
It is,
But not the Mind Flayer glue.
No.
No.
Abeloth.
Yeah.
Aboleth. Sorry.
Also, mind flayers
Aboleth.
they
Right.
come with lawyers.
So the next move is to go see this lord, right?
To sail our ship around, to fight whatever comes between us, and meet with him.
Okay, so you can. Do you want to touch the dead drop, the island where the skeleton of the dead dragon Shoroxaz is, or not?
get some goo. Buy
Get
some
I
some
don't know
goo.
that we want to get some
See
goo,
what's-
but
see
do
what's
we
going
want?
on?
Right, I was gonna
Who's
say, do we
selling the
want to
goo?
know who's collecting the goo?
You see,
I've got
who's
the goo.
selling. Who's selling the goo?
Who's collecting and selling the goo because they have to be getting access
Yeah.
to.
Well, the question is, what does this brown goo do?
See,
What's the brown goo do?
that's the.
And who wants
That's-
the brown goo and what does it do?
That's true.
I can
That's a
try.
What
matter.
does it do?
I can try it if you want.
It's some sort of magic, right? What kind of magic is
So-
it?
Well, we know.
It is
from-
transmutation magic, says Andres.
Right.
I can feel it.
What's the-
Very strong transmutation.
And what does that
So,
mean?
so one
It
who
will
has a-
transmute you. He
It's-
smiles.
right. So we know that the. Oh, here it is. I have the colors right here. There's no brown.
Here's-
Yeah. Green, blue, yellow, purple, red, white, and black.
Brown.
Yellow is divination. Purple is enchantment.
Yellow? There's no yellow.
Oh, is that supposed to be?
Brown.
No, because that's transmutation.
Transmutation is brown.
I have
So-
shield green, fog cloud blue, augury yellow, heroism purple, magic missile reds, silent image white, false life black, and then there was a featherfall. The featherfall must have been brown.
Yeah, because
And
these
then this
spells are all
transmutation
relating to
brown.
the spell to the schools, right?
So,
So if
Right.
you check the spells, they are all of the school that the color represents.
Right. I hadn't written the only ones
These
I've
are
written
these
down
are the
was the-
spells that, if you attune to the orb, you gain the power of these spells.
Right, you gain all 8 schools of Wondermaker and will be bestowed with the blessing power to weave multiple spells into existence without restrictions.
That's if you attune to all 8.
Right, if you attune to all 8.
Allow me to regale you with a tale about a child named Jimmy who worked with me and my family when we was robbing folks and beating folks up. And Jimmy was real dim. He didn't say much. He really couldn't talk much. He just sort of made noises and clicked. And we, not like cool clicking, but like he would go like that. And we was like, what's up with Jimmy? We don't know, but he just goes where we go. Really, he didn't do much. He followed us around and he ate food that he probably shouldn't have been eating, out of garbage and whatnot. Turns out that Jimmy was a weasel that had been cursed to walk as a man. Here's my point. That's a true story, but here's my point. Maybe someone is not who they seem or what they seem. And they need this stuff to keep them looking like they do so they can keep doing the wicked work that they do. And if we find out who that is, we might uncover something significant that can help us. Like someone on the council that's not really a half-dragon, but disguising himself as one to make sure that, you know, people support Morgor and all that. I don't know. Somebody's not who they say they are. And it ain't me.
How would you prove such a thing? About
Well, you don't
being
let
free?
them. You just
No,
don't let them
no.
get their. You don't let them get their supply.
Oh, I understand that, but I mean, U-Rax. How do we know U-Rax or U-Rax?
So
Well, that's a good question.
you think that Lord Shatterwind was the seller?
I think the fact that he still looks like a half dragon says that he was likely the seller, or he was using it to look like a Sahuagin to get information in his research, or an aboleth.
That only makes sense.
It does make sense. Somebody's using this goo to change their shape. And I don't think it's so that they can get wings because they like to fly. I think it's because someone is trying to appear as something else. And I think there's a big mystery going on. And somebody's doing some wicked work. And it might be one of our enemies. It might be someone who could be an ally.
Okay, so Henry steps up and says 2 things. First of all, I think we have a very good signal now.
You are so quiet. We're going to put a bell on you.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, right. Oh, are you here?" He's like stepping out of behind you. He says, "Look, if we doubt the true identity of anyone we meet, we can just say, is that a Jimmy? That could be our secret signal." Also, what I had in mind was that I can identify this liquid and tell you what it does, so you don't have to guess, right? Just hand it over. Hand it over to me. And I'll do so.
Someone with magic that can help us. Excellent.
Yeah.
Hand it to him.
He spent some time.
Oh, don't
Identify
forget
the purple one as well.
Yeah, and there's Toy Bridge as well.
All right. Let's go step by step.
Doesn't that belong to Lord Shatterwind?
Not anymore. He's dead.
That's the law
Look,
of
you can't
adventuring.
take it with you.
No, but you can return it to his family.
When we get back. Right now, we might need it. Right?
Okay.
I think Baldur is questioning your moral compass.
He's working on it. Okay,
I think
so
Rax's moral compass spins.
okay, let's see. So Enris walks away, takes these items, casts detect magic, and can he do that? I'm sorry.
That will tell him that it's transmutation magic.
Yeah.
You know, while he's doing that, you know, Myra, honestly, I thought you was going to bring this fella back from the dead.
No, he has moved on to where he belongs. Death is a natural cycle. And he's been dead longer than a minute.
He's dead.
Yeah.
You have to understand, Drax. There's dead, and then there's dead.
We understand
A
that.
little lot.
Slightly dead, mid dead, and very dead.
Yeah, I don't think Andres has identified by the way.
He
as a
doesn't have that
sorcerer.
magic either. So let's assume, for the sake of simplicity and to help our players,
Oh, I do know someone who has it.
that he has.
And they're down in the
detect
hold.
magic. He has. Let's say he has detect magic because you are or does Mara have detect magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mayra has detect magic, but all that's not going to tell you what it does. That just gives you the
Doesn't
right.
it?
That's just going to let you know it's magical and let you know what school.
And the short rest, you can identify
You can
stuff.
identify in a short rest. So I don't really want to spend time on looking these up, but let's say you dive into the details and learn the powers of these items, okay? And that's how we are going to end our session. So first of all, when you and also Enris takes the brown liquid and you take the purple liquid, and you come to the same conclusion when you meet an hour later, that these are essences of raw magical power tied to a certain school, the School of Enchantment in case of the purple one, and the School of Transmutation in case of the brown liquid. Basically what it does, if you drink it, it gives you magical power. In terms of rules, it gives you essence points, just like sorcerers have sorcery points. You are able to cast spells from it, or you can use any meta magic option that is available to sorcerers. Okay, so if you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can only use it on a spell related or in that school, so only for enchantment or transmutation spells.
Right.
Each dose gives you 1 sorcery point. So if you drink 2, that's 2 sorcery points.
Essence
3
point.
essence. We call it essence score, essence points.
Awesome.
And you also learn that. It's a question if you learn everything or not.
I think so.
What?
Probably. Why not?
Okay, so you learn that if you drink 20 of these, so you have 20 essence. If you learn,
Sorry, each one has a side effect though, which is important. So the more you drink,
hold on. So first of all, they give you magical power. If you load up this magical power enough, then you unlock tremendous magical properties related to the school and related to the Wondermaker, basically becoming an avatar or an aspect Wondermaker. But
if you drink 20, if you hold 20 essence points,
hold
okay.
the charges. This is what in history Orvenshi used. This is what obviously Morgar is seeking.
His ascension, basically.
This is the ascension mentioned on the shell relic. If you drink 20 of these potions, or you have 20 essence points, you become an aspect of the Wondermaker.
From a particular school.
From a particular school for 1 hour, and during that hour you can fly speed. You gain a fly speed of 90 feet. Advantage on saving throw and spells and other magical effects from the school. Oh no, from every. I'm sorry. So you get magic resistance. You don't have to concentrate on spells. You can upkeep any number of spells. You are surrounded by an aura of anti-magic field against spells related to the respective school of magic. So this gives you a lot of power, and you can cast spells freely and all that. But this comes with a price, because as you imbibe all these potions, they are very harmful, and you can die. And then you will look at Lord Shadowvin, 6 empty vials, and it all comes together.
Which is why it works so great for Morgar, because he's a lich.
and any creature that has a legendary resistance. And also the bridge is an instant bridge. Whoop, whoop. It grows to a huge bridge of 30 feet length, made out of adamantine, and that's the
Command word?
yeah the command word.
There and back again.
It's there and back again.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. So Enris comes back and says, "Oh, these are powerful. Well, not these two, of course, but you know, if you had more."
How many essence points per jar?
One
One. Got
per
it.
potion. Okay.
Got it.
And point of clarity, does getting to that level 20, can it be all the same color, or does it have to be
It
one?
has to be the same color.
It has to be the same color, and you can either hold it and not spend it, or use it as a spell slot, or as a sorcery point. Okay?
Awesome. Awesome. What a cool thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the boots are boots of Alvin. I think.
Okay.
Oh, where's April? I was reading the book and then she's gone. Did she turn invisible?
She is probably jumping, she probably got called to something. I don't know. Because
Alright.
we hit that time mark.
Yeah. She had
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
And that's
I'll share all this with her.
yeah, and this is where we should end our session. So I don't know if you would like to add anything to what happened today or what you've learned today. Any thoughts? Please go ahead, Joe.
I like a good mystery. I just want to say I think that's cool. What's going on? Who done it? I like that there's some magical, underhanded dealing going on. Who's getting the jars of goo? Who's selling it?
Mm-hmm.
I think transmutation's exciting. I appreciated that what I thought was going to be a prolonged fight with a red dragon, a wounded red dragon, and stalking it down in its cave and navigating its traps and kobolds or whatever. I love that it just poked its head out with the gems, and I was able to get a shot. I was like, that was such a nice. That way we can kind of get to that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. April, John. You're
Well,
all
getting
speechless.
Yeah.
So many threads.
It's been so long, even though it really hasn't been. And the need of resources, like I'm feeling it as a player, and then that sandbox feeling of, oh no, we have so many options. Like we have to get an agreement. Like it's the fun how we've oscillated 2 or 3 times of like, okay, we have to do this thing for a little bit. Okay, now where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? You know. It's fun to feel that pressure and know that every decision has consequences.
Yeah, always. That's what I'm teaching my son.
Yeah.
What I suggest.
Just your players.
And my players. What I would suggest is don't get distracted by all the information. Hello, and to my dogs if I had any. What I would say, don't get distracted by all the seemingly unrelated, information. Pursue your goals, like April suggests all the time. Go on the, follow the plan, and then it will all come together. Go back to
Look at this and look at this. No.
You can, of course, you can do whatever you want. It's just that there's gonna be a lot of information which you can't put in the play, put in place, and they will all come together when you find out more. So yeah, well,
She's a barrel of laughs, isn't she? Real fun at
I love
parties.
I love it.
okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to John, April, and Joe from Twice the Dice. Please visit Joe's and April's channel, where they play Crown of the Oathbreaker.
We really do.
New episodes coming soon.
Yeah. Playing takes time. So I mean, yeah, and yeah, join us on Discord. Come to our website, see what we're up to. We are going to. Well, at the time when you're watching this, maybe we already have released some new adventure modules and some apps, maybe even. Catch us on Discord. catch all of our fans and friends on Discord. And please also like and subscribe to keep track of our future sessions on this channel. Thank you so much for being with us, and see you next time very soon.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.